June 2020. I'm just going to check that we are live in the right place. That would be a good start. Let's have a look. Oh, looks okay. There we go. Yeah, brilliant. Okay. Let's just turn the sound off on that. There we go. Lovely. Okay. So if you're watching this on catch up, this is the 20th of June 2024, and this is my online live monthly card club. So if you're watching this on catch up, you'll be watching a recording. I'm hoping that some crafters will be joining me soon, so I'll be chatting back and forth between them as well, myself. So and responding to comments in the chat. So if you see that, then that's what you'll know is going on. I'm not talking to myself. Okay, so as you can see, we've got a few people who've joined us, which is brilliant. So if you are joining me, then do say hi in the chat. That would be wonderful. Hi, Sally. Hi. Oh, you managed to find us first time. Brilliant. Fantastic. That's wonderful. I know we're going to be small in number tonight because there's lots of things other than the football going on. I'm here on my own at the moment. Evelyn's been at a friend's. She did her last GCSE exam yesterday and then stayed the night at a friend's, and they went to Oxford shopping and what have you. So she's living her best life now that exams are over. Hi Liz, welcome. And Darren's gone to collect her, so she might pop in later on, you never know. Hi Helen, welcome. Alexander's, as you know, we're bell ringers, church bell ringers, and Alexander's gone to ring in a striking competition. So yeah, we may get the result by the end. You never know. I doubt it, but you never know. I'll let you know how he gets on anyway. So I've got lots of things to tell you tonight. So first off is obviously this is June, and so we have got a special June offer going on until the 30th, which is a week on Sunday. 10% off all stamp and die bundles. So for those of you who don't know how our bundles work, when you buy stamps and dies that are of the same set, it's worth checking that they are part of a bundle offer, because most of our stamp and die sets are sold as a bundle as well as individually. And if you purchase them as a bundle, there is 10% off. Except during this month, there's 20% off. So that's really great. That's a really huge savings on our stamp and die bundles. And we've also got 10% off of our cut and emboss die cutting machines as well, all through June. So you've got until a week on Sunday for that offer to finish. Like I say, it's a really good offer. If you've got a stamp and die bundle in mind, now is the time to buy it, because it's such a big saving for you. We've also got, so what we're going to be using tonight is the suite called Take to the Sky, which is on pages 36 and 37 of the new catalogue. And there is a bundle in there that has 10% off as well. But there's also Sweet Share going on this month. So my Sweet Share offers you, as it says, a share of the products that are available in that suite. So some of the papers, some of the little... what are they called? Industrial trinkets, coordinating cardstock, things like that. The Sweet Share for this month is the Take to the Sky suite. So if you love the products that we're using tonight, then that's a great way to get some without it, breaking the bank, basically. So that's really good. So what have I been up to since I last saw you? We've had a super Saturday where we made, you can just about see it on the end there we go, Mediterranean Blooms suite, and we made lots of wow cards. They were following a particular technique called the bookbind explosion technique. So all the cards had a bookbind fold on the edge, and then when you opened them up, we had 3 different types of explosion inside them. So that was really cool. And I've got another Super Saturday coming up on the 27th of July, which is open for booking now if you want to come and join us. And we're going to be using that suite there, that little group there, which is the Country Birdhouse suite. And we're going to be making the little Country Bird House treat box, a swing card, and some other bits and pieces as well. So it's really great. And you'll get lots of products that you can then take away home with you after the session as well. So that's really good. Also, what else have I been up to? Today I had my very first workshop at Kempsford Village Hall, which was really lovely. Met some new crafters, had a lovely time. Hi Marion, oh, you've come in at just a very timely moment. I've just been saying that I did my first workshop at Kempsford today, and I met somebody who knows you. One of the ladies who came used to do brownies with you. I've got to remember her name now. Kathy, I think. Yes, Kathy, definitely. Anyway, she asked to be remembered to you, so there you go. So yeah, that was really good. We used the Birthday Sparkle kit, had a really good time, and we've got another one of those coming up on the 25th of July, Thursday the 25th of July, 1 till 3 in the afternoon. So if you fancy a bit of in-person crafting, we are going to be making 4 cards in that class. Get in touch with me and I'll give you the details, so that'd be lovely. We've also got a different style of workshop coming up this next month as well in July, which is still open for booking at the moment, and that's my coffee club. So usually coffee club is very sociable. I do one in the daytime here in person at my house and one online via Zoom in the evening. Some of you come to that. We have a great chat and a cup of coffee, and we make a card. It's usually got a bit of a technique going with it, and it's really good fun. So if you're doing it on Zoom, I send you a kit in the post, basically. It's really good. Anyway, this next month, July, we're going to be splitting the dates because we're going to be doing 2 slightly different things. So if you're able to come and want to come in person on the 11th of July, that's going to be in the evening, and we're going to be making 3 cards live. Although we're going to be in person, the cards are going to be made live online with Stampin' Up headquarters. And we're going to be using the Countryside Inn papers, only not the blue version. We've got a unique pink version that we're going to be using just specifically for that evening. So anybody who comes that evening, you'll be getting pink papers, which are not available to purchase. They will only be available on that evening. And if I have some left, I'll share them with the people who are going to be doing the online version, which will just be with me, not with Stampin' Up. And that'll be the following Thursday, the 18th in the evening. So 2 different dates, the 11th in person, but in the evening, 18th on Zoom in the evening, just like normal. But we'll be making the same cards, but using the pink, or if we haven't got enough of the pink, we'll be using the blue suite later on the 18th. So yeah, if you want to get involved, the reason that we're doing it with Stampin' Up is because I won a sales competition earlier in the year, got given the pink papers, and I got this workshop free as part of it. And I wanted to share it with people. I much prefer crafting with other people. So I thought it'd be more fun if I get a few people get round and we do it all together. Now, what I'm expecting, knowing how Stampin' Up normally do things, is that we will make the cards that they will have designed for us, but also we'll probably get a bit of a sneak peek into something else that's going on at Stampin' Up. It'll either be new products or something that's coming, I suspect, that we don't know about yet, because that's generally how they do things when you do a workshop with them. Or they might show us the behind the scenes of how they made the paper, something like that. So it should be quite fun anyway, and we'll have snacks and drinks and, all the usual stuff. So there's still opportunity to sign up for either one of those, either the 11th in person in the evening or the 18th on Zoom. Let me know if you want to be part of that. That would be great. And it's the usual coffee cup price as well of £6, even though we're making 3 cards. Talking of bargains, and this is my final notice, I think. Yeah, it is. Next month's monthly card club, so this workshop, but next month in July, is going to be on a different day. It's going to be on Wednesday, the 31st of July. The reason for that is because on that Thursday evening, Evelyn and I are going to use her birthday present, actually. We're going to Cluedo 2 in Birmingham, so we won't be here for Card Club. So we're going to do it on Wednesday the 31st of July. And to make up for the fact that I've messed you around and changed the dates several times, we're going to be using Thoughtful Journey, which I know is a suite that lots of you love, and lots of you have already got papers and bits and pieces from it, so that's great. And we're going to be making no less than 12 cards from that suite. 12 cards. And if you want a sneak peek as to what we're going to be making, keep an eye on the Facebook group, because over the coming next 2 weeks, I'm going to be sharing loads of projects, and one of the pictures that is on there is all 12 of the cards that we're going to be making. So you'll get like ahead of the game and be able to see what we're going to be doing and what we're making. I'm also going to provide you with templates and layouts in writing for that workshop as well. And which means that you'll be able to make those same cards again with other papers from your stash whenever you want to. A great way of making Christmas cards if you're into Christmas cards ahead, or just doing a whole stack of birthday cards all in one go or whatever. So yeah, we're going to be using all 12 of the papers that are in that suite as well. So it's not a one sheet wonder. We're not chopping them up into tiny little pieces. We're using all 12 of the papers. So hopefully that'll be good fun. I've had fun making the cards anyway, making the samples, so that'd be good. Okay, right, let's crack on with some crafting, shall we? Okay, so let me get my notes out of the way. Let's turn some lights on. So if you are crafting with me, you are going to need to start with, oops, for me to not drop the camera would be really good. The first thing you're going to need is you're going to need your scoreboard and trimmer. So if you haven't got that out, now's a good time to go and get it while I find the plugs for the lights here. Here we go. Bear with me a minute. I've normally got Evelyn on the other side of the table who's able to do these bits for me. Here we go. Right. Okay, that's better. Okay, let's just flip the camera down then and we'll turn it round. There we go. Now flip it down. There we go. Okay, that's better. So this is the suite that we're going to be using, the Take to the Sky suite. Like I said, pages 36 and 37 of the new annual catalogue. So that's this one here, the one with the crafters, don't know what they're doing, having brunch or something on the front page there, on the front of the table, having a picnic craft session. Perhaps that's what we ought to do in the summer. So yeah, this is the suite that we're going to be using. It's got a fantastic stamp set, really good for mail cards, but also good for anyone who loves kind of nostalgia and that kind of old-fashioned aeroplane kind of theme. We've got lovely dies that go with it as well. So you've got some dies that cut out the various stamped images, but you've also got some dies which are the ones that you've got in your kit that make up an aeroplane and its little propellers as well. And also you've got a banner that can be pulled along from the back of the aeroplane as well. And then you've got these really clever little industrial trinkets, which are quite unique. I think if you've got the motorbike set, these would look good with the motorbike as well, I think. They're like brads, only they don't have the split pin on the back, which is quite handy. And then you've got all these lovely papers. Now, the reason I'm showing it you from the catalogue is because I have literally cut up both packs of paper that I had so that you can get maximum paper in this workshop. And I wanted to show you this particular page of papers here, because this page, as you can see, has got 6 little tags, gift tags along the bottom, and then other pre-marked images that you can literally just chop up and stick straight away on the front of a card. So some of those are what we're going to use tonight, but some of them you've just got in your kit and you can do your own thing with afterwards, basically. So that's what we're going to be using tonight. And I've got 3 different cards we're going to be making. but one of the designs, you've got enough to make 2 of them in different colours and themes and things, so you'll be able to do your own thing really. So this is the first card that we're going to be making. Now normally we build up to this card, but what I want to do is to make this one first, so that everyone's kind of got full amounts of energy to be able to do it. It's not a difficult card to make. Oh, my propeller's just moved off the front there. I'll take that off and stick that back on again, I think. There we go. Got a glue dot under there so I can move him. There we go. But it's a really clever card, and so I really wanted to make it with everybody, but we're going to make it from scratch, so we're going to be doing all the cutting and folding as well. Like I say, it's really not a difficult card at all. So this card, I'm trying to remember who made this card now. It's from a fellow demonstrator who designed it, and it's called a ping pong pop-up card, because when you open it, it opens like a ping pong or table tennis table. So if I turn that on its side, you can see it looks a bit like a table tennis table, and that's why it's called a ping pong pop-up card. And when we've made this one, I'll show you some other samples, because I've got some other cards that I've made from different suites, but using this technique. So this is the first one we're going to do, and that's why you'll need your scoring and trimming board. And then we've got these 3, let me just get that one out of the way, different examples of what you can make with what you've got in your kit, layering up using a tag and some of the lovely paper behind. I've stamped my clouds because I wanted you to be able to see what the stamp is, what the stamps come out like. But you've got some clouds on some blue paper that you can cut out if you don't have a cloud stamp. So I have supplied some clouds for you. And I also wanted to show you that you can make the aeroplane up using foiled card, or you can make the aeroplane up using coloured card as well. And it looks equally as good, I think, really. So that's going to be kind of the second and third probably card. And then we've got this one, which is using some of those extra pieces. Now everybody's will be slightly different, as will the tags be slightly different, but you will have enough of these images that you can layer them up and be able to make another simple and easy card, but you can decide what the focal point of your card is, and a great way to use the little banner along the bottom there as well, which is also in your set. So we're going to start, like I say, with this one, the ping pong pop-up. So who is crafting along with me tonight? Let me know in the chat if you're crafting. And you're going to need to start with your trimmer and your single sheet of A4 grey cardstock. So you're going to need that whole big sheet. I'm just going to pop that one out of the way a moment. Oh, Liz is and Sally is. Wonderful. Okay, brilliant. So with your sheet of grey cardstock, the first thing you're going to do is to cut it down in size. So you want it to measure 10.5 inches by 5.5 inches. That's to begin with, okay? So the short side at the top, and cut that down to 5.5 inches. And then turn it round, and you'll need, if you've got a Stampin' Up trimmer, you're going to need to bring the side arm out for this one and cut it at 10.5 inches. And don't throw away that piece that we've just cut off. We need that piece for our ping pong tables. So 10.5 on the arm there. Oops. Cut that piece down. We'll save that little bit, that's bound to be useful for something going forwards. Okay, and then what you need to do, I'll fold that back down again, is we're going to do some scoring. So get your trimming blade out of the way so that there is no risk of chopping anything up. Oh, Marion's crafting too, and Amber's going to join us when she's finished tea. Fabulous. Well, this is lovely. Brilliant. Okay. So I'll pause there for a moment. So you need to cut your A4 card into 10.5 by 5.5. So let me know with some thumbs up when you've cut it to 10.5 by 5.5. so that I don't leave anybody behind. Yep. Good, good. Okay. So, cutting blade, out of the way, and we're going to score next. So we're going to score along the long side here. We're going to score at 4 1/4. I'll write these measurements down in a moment on the side. So we're going to score at 4 1/4, at 5 1/4, and at 6 1/4. Now you are going to have to bring the arm back out again for this one. And it's just in the gap there if you're using a stamping trimmer. So while you're doing that, let me write those measurements down on my bit of paper, and then if you're catching up you'll be able to follow along. So we want our A4 to be 10.5 inches by 5.5 inches. And then we want to score the long side at 4 1/4 inches, 5 1/4 inches, and 6 1/4 inches. So 3 score lines there. Okay. And you'll hear loads of rustling now because Darren and Evelyn have just come in making loads of noise. Okay. So once you've got those 3 score lines done, let me know with some thumbs up. So they should be 3 1 inch apart right in the middle there. Yep, brilliant. Oh, all manner of emojis is coming up now. I'm not sure if that's good or bad. Does that mean people have measured it wrong, or does that mean we just couldn't find the right button? Who knows? Okay, so starting from either end, it doesn't matter which, you're going to make a valley fold. Where's my bone folder when I need it? Hold on, it's here somewhere. Here it is. So a valley fold first. So it's going downwards. That's a valley, remember. And then fold it back on itself so that you've got a mountain in the middle. So you've got a valley fold there, a mountain fold there, and then another valley on the other side. And if you've measured it and scored it and folded it correctly, it should meet perfectly on the edges. And then when you open it up, you should have that fold in the middle. Hopefully that makes sense. By the look of it, Evelyn is not joining us tonight. She finished her GCSEs yesterday. I probably said that already. And she was looking decidedly tired when she came in the kitchen just now. So I'm taking a running guess that they didn't go to bed very early last night with her sleepover. So yeah, there we go. So valley, mountain, valley. Okay. And then once you've done that, decide which is going to be your front, because actually it doesn't matter. You can have either side because the measurements are exactly the same, whichever one you prefer. And you should have a pre-cut piece in your pile here in your kit. You've got a pre-cut piece that looks like this, which has got some little checks and almost like kind of drawings of aeroplanes, like what's the word, like architects kind of drawings of aeroplanes all over it. And that is going to go on the front. So I'm just going to stick that down flat. So I'm going to use a bit of seal for that. I've got a brand new seal in here that I put in just now. There we go, so it's nice and sticky. And as usual, there's just a little bit of a border around the edge. So stick that one on there. Okay. And then that is the base of your card done for the time being. We'll worry about decorating the front in a moment. We're now going to work on the insides. Okay. So let's go to my sample. There, this is what the insides are going to look like. So the first thing that you're going to do with your inside is you're going to add these 2 blue strips. So most likely they will be found in your little packet of bits and pieces. That's most likely where I put them. And they will probably be, as mine are, a little bit too long for the card. So you will need to trim them off. Let's put that out. Put that out a minute. So yeah, so you will need to make them the right length because they're a little bit too long at the moment. So I am going to just put them together. This is a quick way of trimming them. I'm going to mark where they need to be trimmed off and stick them in the trimmer together and chop them off. There we go. Oh, I'll tell you what I didn't get out was a bin. Let's just grab a pot to put the bits in a minute. There we go. Put it on top of the measurements, that's not helpful. There we go. So let's get that out of the way. So going up the right way, let's get the card up the right way again. There we go. So they're going to go down the outside edge. Okay, so I'm just going to stick those down next. And the reason that we're doing this bit now is just because it's easier to do the ping pong tables last, rather than trying to work around them if you've stuck them in and then trying to kind of make it all lay flat around it. So there we go. Now the other thing that I'm going to do with mine as well, again if I bring my sample back in, you can see that I've put 2 little aeroplanes top and bottom as well. So I'm going to stamp those in now as well. So if you've got cloud stamps or any other kind of stamped image that you want to add to this card, now's a good time to add those in. So let's get some ink and a stamp set. I use this tiny little plane here. This stamp set has already been really well used, let me tell you, because both my children used it to make their Father's Day card. Even Alexander, who actually wouldn't tell you, but he actually quite likes making cards, especially for his dad. There we go, so I'm just gonna bottom corner and top corner, there we go. Just to add a bit of interest there to those. Let's just wipe those off. I'll just put my ink pad out of the way for the time being because I will use that again to do my sentiment once I've got my ping pong tables sorted. Okay, so once you get to that point, so you've got your paper on the front there, you've done your folds inside, so valley, mountain, valley. You've got your strips of patterned paper down the edges, and if you want to add any stamping, you've got your stamping in place. That is the base done as far as goes for now. And you're going to need to go back then to that piece, that strip that we cut off of the edge of the grey cardstock. So I'm just going to pause there for a moment so that anybody who needs to catch up can catch up. Have a little slurp of my tea a moment. And then we're going to need the trimmer and scoreboard back in again. So I'll just leave that one there to one side a moment. Let me check my measurements while we're going, just to make sure I've got the right measurements. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so if you are ready to cut your ping pong tables, then give me some thumbs up. In fact, I will write down the measurement while you're doing that so that... Yeah, oh lovely, brilliant. Okay, so then we'll have our tables, I'll put down here. And they measure, you need 2 tables, and they measure 3 inches by 4.5 inches. And they're going to be scored on the long side again at 1/2 inch, 1 inch and 4 inches. Okay, so 4.5 inches by, let's do one at a time, by 3 inches, which is basically about right. In fact, your piece won't be quite 3 inches wide, so that's fine. You don't need to, you don't need it to be spot on 3 inches, because that's just the width of the ping pong table. What we do need is the 4.5 inches. That's the important bit. But if you were making this again and you were making it out of 12 by 12, then you could make it a little bit wider. And then we're going to score. So get the trimmer blade out of the way. I'm going to score at 1/2 inch. So I'm going to do my 1/2 inch to the right instead, and then turn it round, because it's just much easier to find. So 1/2 inch. In fact, I'm going to do my 1 inch that way round as well. 1 inch, and then turn it round and do 4 inches, which basically is a 1/2 inch off the other side. So I've scored at 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 4 inches. I'm going to do the same with the other piece. It's quite handy that you've got measurements on both sides of your trimmer if it's a Stampin' Up trimmer, because it just makes it so much easier to line it up. So I'm scoring at, remember, at 1/2 inch, 1 inch, and then that final one is at 4 inches, or it's 1/2 inch from the other end, alternatively. And I've put those measurements down there on the paper. And then you're just going to fold these all the way round and crease them. So fold it over, crease, fold it over, crease, fold it over, crease. So you've got one that's got a single fold and one that's got 2 folds. It's going to go underneath and stick to the card like that. Okay, so I'll leave that standing up on its end like that while I fold the other one, the second one. Then you'll be able to see what it should look like. So all the folds in the same direction on top of each other, like so. Oops. Okay. And then what you need to find is, again, in your little bag of goodies, you should have 2 squares that have got clouds on them, 2 squares of paper covered in clouds. And those squares are going to go on the front of these. But before you stick them down, you need to make sure that they're going to be going on the right way round, okay? So I will show you how to work that out. So if you bring your card back in again with the mountain fold in the middle, and you're going to be sticking the single folded edge to the middle, and then the curled round bit is going to curl round and stick into the card. So the single folded bit goes up against the edge there, and so you need to then make sure before you stick anything down that your clouds are the right way up. Okay? So the way that I do this so that I don't get it wrong, because I do this kind of thing all the time and do get it wrong, is to literally leave it where it is. So I've not stuck it down or anything. Take my clouds off, put some tape on the back, and then stick them so that I know exactly that they are definitely in the right place. So there's nothing more frustrating than getting your clouds up the wrong way, sticking it beautifully, and then realising you've got it all completely wrong. And there's quite a big border around your clouds. That's deliberate. It's to give a bit of focus to the clouds. Some of the clouds you will look at and think, well, it doesn't matter which way up they are. But most of the clouds you'll be able to see there's like a bottom to the cloud, if that makes sense. And there's a more puffier top bit. There we go. So we'll just pause there a moment as well before we stick them in, because there is a technique, a knack to sticking them in properly. I'm just trying to look and see if I've got any spare paper for might do my sentiment out of grey, I think, to go in the middle, possibly. Because you can then also, before you stick these down, is stamp your sentiment. So you can either stamp it, in fact, let's stamp it directly onto the clouds. Why not? Let's stamp it directly onto the clouds. Let's have a look. What should we have? So I've got flying by, you always lift me up. To my friend, happiest Father's Day. You're the best, plain and simple. Flying by to say hi, or happy birthday. Let's see if happy birthday will fit on there. It'd be handy if it did. Oh, it does look perfect. Right, I'm going to stamp happy birthday on my cloud. Make sure I've got it inked correctly. There we go. Don't always need an extra bit of card, you see, sometimes. You can just do it without. Lovely. Okay. Has everybody got to the point where their ping pong tables are not stuck down yet, but clouds are the right way up and everything is going along okay? Because if you've got to that point, then you can open up your ping pong tables and you're going to put tape or glue on the edges. If you're using wet glue, just do the centre one. So just do the single edge first. Whatever you're using, you only need to put adhesive on the edge strip. Don't put it on this middle strip, okay? Because that is not going to be glued. That's not going to be stuck to anything. That's part of the mechanism of how it folds flat. So you only need tape or glue on the end strip of both ends. So I am going to use tape because personally I find that for this particular card, it's a bit more solid when you stick it down, and it also means I can get all the adhesive on, but it's not sticky before I actually stick it to the card. So I'm going to put tape on all of my edges, and also it means you can see where I've put adhesive as well. So there, look, not that middle one. Only the two end strips. Okay, so like that. Okay, and then just taking one at a time, you're going to peel the tape off of the single strip, or get the glue ready or whatever, and just line it up with the centre
of roughly the centre of the card, basically so you've got an equal amount top and bottom, and you're lining it up with that fold as well, that crease line there. So it doesn't go over that crease line, but it sits right into the crease. So if I show you, look, it sits right in there, so that when the card folds up, it will fold flat. Okay, so stick that one down. Same with the other side if you're using tape. Line it up so that it is at the same point on the opposite side of your table tennis net, so to speak. And then you can stick the other ones down. So when you're sticking these down, you need to make sure that the card folds flat. So the way that you do that is you fold it completely underneath. So hold the bit that's not got any glue on it and fold it completely underneath, and pull the net towards the side that you're sticking and stick it flat. And then when you pop it up, it pops up perfectly. Okay, so I'll show you again on the other side. So take your tape or whatever off, fold it over so that you're holding the bit that doesn't have the tape on it. So holding it flat, and then push the net flat, and then stick it down flat. And then when it pops up perfectly. And it also means when you fold the card, you can fold it completely flat, so it will go in a standard envelope. Just like that. Dead easy. Okay? And then the only bit you've got to do extra is to add your plane on the front. So for this one, I have used my, let me get it out, pale blue base and a silver top, and a couple of propellers as well, or a propeller. Might stick one on, see how we go. I also used the banner on the bottom of this one, but you can save that one for later if you want to, whatever. I'm just going to shove the other bits back in the bag there, because I also want to just give you a top tip about putting your aeroplane together as well. So first things first, you've got little bits to pop out, so get them out of the way. These little extras. Just a couple of little bits around the wings and wheels that need to be got rid of. This is when I think I should have had my pokey tool. There we go. Pops out nicely if the silver card is just fiddly. Right, there we go, that's good. Okay, and then before you construct this, make sure that you lie it over the top, and the wheels are the bit that you are looking to line up, and the nose of the aeroplane. So the wheels, if you've got the wheels lined up one on top of the other, whoop, and the nose of the aeroplane is lined up one on top of the other, then you'll also notice that this little tail fin piece here is the only other bit that actually attaches. If you turn it over, it's the only other bit that attaches to the blue base of the plane. The top wing and the bottom wing do not attach, so do not stick glue on there, because it won't join together. So what you're going to need to do is stick glue around the barrel of the nose of the aeroplane, on the actual kind of nose cone of the aeroplane, around the wheels, and on that little fin at the back. And that's the only places where you can really stick glue or put glue, and it will actually stick. It will actually kind of touch the blue part of the plane. It does mean there's plenty to hold when you're kind of like lining it up and everything, so that's kind of handy, but it's a bit of a nuisance from the factor that there's not a lot to glue, so just be careful where you put your glue. Wet glue works best on this, because you just need a couple of little blobs, whether it's a fine tip glue or whether it's multi-purpose like mine. And somebody gave me a really brilliant tip the other day, so I'm going to try it on this one. And that is, if I can find my pen. What have I done with it? What have I done with it? Here it is. To use some Wink of Stella over the top of the silver, and apparently it gives it a lovely metallic look finish. So I'm going to stick my aeroplane on and then I'm going to Wink of Stella it. And I am going to put my aeroplane on using dimensionals so that it's elevated from the card. Give that 3D look. So stick those bits on. And just going to have it kind of flying through the air. There we go. And then let's Wink of Stella it and see what it looks like, shall we? Might not come out too well on the... Oh yeah, I can see what she means. That is very clever. Right, I'm just going to give my Wink of Stella a really good shake. And that's better. Getting a bit more sparkle coming out. And just put Wink of Stella all over these silver parts. Yeah, it does definitely give it a bit more of a kind of metallic look to it, metallic shimmer. There we go. And a tiny blob of glue on the nose cone there. In fact, I think that might be a little bit too much glue, so let's take a bit off. Just wipe a bit off there. It's a bit too much, I think. And then I can stick my propeller to the front there. There we go. Hold that firm, there we go. Okay, and then if you want to add a greeting along the bottom like I did, like I say, you can use the banner if you want to. Or add another shape along the bottom, whatever you prefer. And so then you should have your ping pong pop-up all done. Clever, huh? Really clever. So I'll leave those two there. In fact, let me open one up so you can see the inside. Let's have the inside of that one. No, actually that one's drying, isn't it? The inside and the outside. And you've got the measurements there as well. So while people are finishing up, let's have a raffle prize, shall we? Okay, so I've got 3 raffle prizes as always. Let's find the ticket box. There's the raffle ticket box. So my 3 raffle prizes for today are some basic black twine, good for man cards, as man string, as Marion calls it. I've got a pack of the Mediterranean blooms, as in the oranges and lemons, opal rounds that go with that sweet. So they are 2 different sizes, and they are a white kind of colour, almost like a translucent colour. Then we've got the yellow for the lemons, and then the blue that's on the tiles of that paper, which is Night of Navy. So pretty versatile, these gems, because you've got, kind of female and male colours there, so that's quite handy. So a pack of those. And then I've got another, my final one, a black Stampin' Right marker, which is great for journaling. If you're going to be doing some journaling, perhaps with the new journal kit that's just come out, then that'd be great for that. Also really good for kind of touching up where your stamp didn't quite sit, or for any kind of fine or broad brush drawing, really. So 3 prizes there. Let's pop those over the side here. And let's draw a raffle ticket. Ooh, hang on, let me find mine first and make sure I'm not pulling my own. Let's pull mine out of the way. Now, I suspect it would be lovely if people who win the raffle prizes are here tonight, but I suspect we might have some challenges with that tonight, so let's have a look. As there's not too many people. 584. Who has got number 584? If 584 is your number, tell me it's you and tell me which prize you would like out of the 3 that I've already shown you. Let's have a bit more tea there. And also, if it's not your number, do tell me how you got on with the ping pong pop-up. Do you like that card? It's you! Yay, Liz! Wonderful! That's awesome. Right then, the gems are yours. So, yeah, tell me what did you think about that card? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Folds easy. Very versatile. You're really welcome, Liz. Oh, while people are just finishing up, I will also find those other examples that I've got. There we go, Liz. This might be a couple of weeks coming to you, Liz, because we're going on holiday on Sunday, so I might not get it in the post before Sunday, to be truthful. But I'll put that to one side. Let me just find those 2 other cards I was going to show you. So I've got the 2 other ones that I made with that technique were both from the Mediterranean Blooms suite, which I absolutely love. I love this die cut. It's really pretty and lovely. This is the papers. Gorgeous. And these are the gems that we used as well. This is the yellow gems that Liz has just had. Brilliant. Thank you, Liz. And then there's your pop-up inside. So I haven't finished it yet because I haven't put a sentiment or anything on there, but you've also got these little branches in the die pack with these as well. So lovely. Love that suite. And then this is the stamp set from that suite. Same technique again, with the lovely die cut leaves, kind of border leaves, like a frame really. And then I've coloured it using the Stampin' Blends. And that's the inside with some more of the different papers, kind of showcasing the different papers. Really cool. I love this technique. It is one of my current favourites. So there we go. Okay, fabulous. Right then, let's put that away. That one away. And let's move on to something else. So let's have a look and see what we've got in here. So let's do, I'm going to show you these 3, and we'll do one of these 3. That's my number, I'll get that out of the way. We'll do one of these 3. I'll get the prizes out of the way. It'd be helpful as well, wouldn't it, really? Oh my goodness, it's a right mess here. There we go. It's because Evelyn's not here, you see, keeping me in check. Right, there we go. So let's do one of these, shall we? Because we can make the aeroplane up again. And also we have got, everybody's got different pieces of paper, like I said. So different designs that you can use. So you really, at this point, you can pretty much go for whatever takes your fancy out of what you've got left. I'm going to put this one to one side as my final card. So that's a grey base with some clouds and one of the images of the plane. So I'm going to put that one to one side and use that one last. But I've got a choice of either the blue or the green. So I'm going to go for the blue. You might want to have a look at what aeroplane you've got in your kit as well. So I've got a navy base with a brown over kind of piece over the top, but the brown wings and everything. So I think this one will go really nicely together, this card. So I'm going to use my blue card base. Then I am going to use, where's my tags? There we go, there's my tag. So I've got a brown tag as well, so that will go really nicely. And let me think, what else can I use? I might even use that. I might use that piece, I think, for my strip. Yep, that'll be good. And then I'm going to cut some clouds. I'm going to fussy cut some clouds out of that strip of paper as well. And then use my aeroplane from my kit in a moment. So, first things first, let's get back to basics. Let's just have one of these. Let's just have one of those showing, that'd be easy. So your card base, whichever colour you've chosen, as always, fold and crease it using your bone folder. So just fold that and crease it. And then you will need, of your various bits of patterned paper, you're going to need a strip to go down kind of the centre left of the card to start with. And your strip measures, where's the ruler gone? Which you'll just need to cut out of whatever paper you choose. Let's see if we can do it in inches. It's 5 inches by 2 1/4 inches, or no, 2 1/8 of an inch. So 2 1/8, let me write that down too. So 2 1/8 of an inch by 5 inches strip. There we go. Okay. And again, just make sure you've got your paper up the right way, obviously. If you're going to be, if it needs to be up a particular way, then make sure it is up the way. And don't forget, all our papers are double-sided, so if you prefer the pattern that's on the reverse side, then use that one. Don't stick with how I've done it or what's in your face up in your kit. Whatever works for you is fine. Here we go. So this strip is going to go roughly there, so that's kind of the centre, so it's just to the left of centre, if you like, and that one goes flat down on your card front. That's the first layer, goes underneath everything else, and then you've got lots of layers to go on the top of that. So right there roughly. And then your next, fussy cutting, only a little bit, unless you've got stamps and dies of clouds or punches of clouds, Amber, in which case feel free to use what you've got at home. That is absolutely fine. Then your next layer is your tag. So your tag will have been chopped up from the patterned papers, but you will need to cut the edges, the corners off to make it look proper tag-like. So just trim those corners off and get rid of those bits. And then you have a choice. You can punch a hole in there if you want to and make it into an actual tag, which is what I'm going to do. Or if you don't have a hole punch, you can obviously stick the twine coming out from the back of it and then put your brad, your metallic brad thing, embellishment over the hole so that it doesn't show. But I'm going to punch a hole in mine. I've got a very, very old-fashioned hole punch. That works great on single punches like that. There we go. Take that off the back. And then before you stick it down, you need to decide, are you going to have it on 3D pads or not? And obviously if you are going to put the string through, then you need to get your twine and put that through next. So because I want to make 2 cards using this technique, I'm going to cut my twine in half to begin with. So I've only got half of it to play with. Otherwise I'll have used it all up on this one card. These cards deliberately I left it with quite long tags because I wanted them to look a bit like luggage tags, so that rather than gift tags, if that makes sense. So I've left them with long tails. And long tails, let me tell you, in card making are the in thing at the moment. So whether you're making bows, whether you're using ribbon to decorate or whatever, long tails are very in. I think you might be alone in everything stopping. Mine's still going here. I always have it going as well so that I can see what you're seeing. So I think it might be possibly your Wi-Fi, not ours, I'm afraid. So I think I'm going to stick my tag flat down, and then I'm going to have my aeroplane on 3D pads. So I am just going to put a bit of glue behind my tag, and I'm going to stick that down, and it will go. So this is going centre, top and bottom, but slightly to the right, so that you can still see that strip of patterned paper out the edge there. So just stick that down flat. And then to cover the hole, I'm going to use one of those little embellishments. Oh, it's going again. Good, I'm glad. So one of these little silver embellishments out the bottom of my packet. They're quite hefty, but they are flat on the back, so that makes them quite easy to actually stick down using. I'm going to use a glue dot on the back of mine to stick it down, but you could equally use wet glue or you know, something like that. That'll be fine. I just find glue dots are really easy with these kind of things. So let's glue dot it across the back. Peel that off. I'm just going to stick that over the hole to cover it up like a brad. There we go. And then we're back to cutting out the clouds and making up our aeroplane. So whichever order you want to do that in is absolutely fine. I'm going to cut my clouds first. And I'm going to fussy cut my clouds, Amber, just for you, so that I can feel your pain. Because really, I could stamp mine because I am fortunate to have the stamp set and the dies. But I'm not going to. I'm going to be good, and I'm going to fussy cut so that my clouds will look exactly like yours. Actually, they're not too bad to cut because it's quite a flowing action, so it's not too difficult. And they've got a nice flat bottom to them, so that makes them a bit easier as well. I think I'm going to have my clouds floating as well, so that they are also on 3D pads, I think. Sorry folks, it's having a fit today. I don't know why. Okay. I think we're back in business. Back in business, back in business. So yeah, you are back with me by the look of things. Let me just if you're still with me, keep cutting your clouds out and decide which plane you're going to assemble, and you'll be nearly there. There we go. We are still here. We are still here. I'm still here. It's just having a fit. I don't know why. No idea why. You're 585. Should my nans look holding? If I end up with a pen, please redraw it. Yes, don't worry. I've got something alternate. If you've already won a pen, do not worry. Okay. It's obviously having a moment again tonight, isn't it? Right. Okay. So I am going to carry on poking out the bits of my aeroplane. And yes, you might have a spare so that you can decide which combination you want. I wasn't honestly going mad, but it seemed a bit daft not to cut them at the same time when I was cutting out all your shapes. So you might well have one spare, and that is so that you can decide which one you want to have on this particular card. And then you've got spare paper, spare clouds, and all kinds of things that you can do something else with the remainder. So I'm just poking out all the little die cut pieces. And then same as I did the last time, I'm going to line up the wings on top of the plain body. and make sure that I've got them all lined up before I stick any glue on. This time I'm going to try and put a little bit less glue on if I can. So remember, the glue only needs to be on the nose end, the wheels, not too much, the nose cone, and then this little tail fin thing at the back there. If Alexander was here now, he'd be having hysterics that I'm calling it a tail fin thing, because he's looking forward to going to the air tattoo in a couple of weeks' time. That was his Christmas present, was a ticket to the air tattoo. And he'd be having hysterics if I was calling it a tail fin thing. Marion, you probably know what it's called. You're good at planes. It's probably something incredibly technical that I'm a bit rubbish at naming. There we go. Anyway, it's pretty good that even though you don't need too much glue, actually, it does stay in place. It doesn't it doesn't seem to matter. It does hold it quite neatly where you want it to go. So I'm going to have my plane flying up into the air as so. So I think I now know where I want to put my clouds. So I'm going to put some 3D pads on the back of my plane first. If I can find the dimensionals, there they are. So dimensionals on the back of the plane first. I'll stick that one down first. Right across the middle. Remember how I was saying last month about how if you manage to get your plane or your central top image to connect all the different layers together. So if it spans over the edge of all the layers, that helps to pull the imagery together. So it's really worth kind of thinking about that when you're placing things on your card, is to try, from a design perspective, to try and place things that top central image, the largest, the focal point of your card, try and place it so that it kind of pulls all those images together, all those other elements together. So I'm going to do the same with this cloud. So it's going to be overlapping this tag, the back paper, and a little bit of edge of the card as well. So it just pulls everything together a bit more. Aileron, is that what it's called? Aileron? Aileron? Wow, that is technical. No wonder I didn't know what it was called. Same with this one. I'm just going to go over the edge a little bit down the bottom here so it covers over a few elements there. And then just need to think about what I want to stamp in terms of a sentiment, but I should probably put that here somewhere. Maybe across the middle of the plane even, who knows? So there we go. So that is your second card. So I'll just leave those there while you're finishing yours up, and let's have another raffle prize. So remember, I have Black Baker's twine and a fine tip marker. Fine tip, and they're flappy bits really. Yeah, I agree. Definitely flappy bits. Let's have that one that's tucked away underneath, shall we? Okie dokie. It is, drum roll please, 585. Did you say yours was 585, Amber? Is that right? Were you 585? You are 585. So I'm taking it from that you would prefer the twine. Does that sound right? Because you won't want the pen, because you've already got one of those, because you won one of those. It is you. Ha-ha. Let's write your name on the back. Oh, this is good that people are here who are winning prizes. That is really good. You're really welcome. If I can just find the edge of the tape, then I will stick you down. There it is. Is it? No, it's not. Anybody hate glitter washi tape? Looks beautiful, but my goodness, it's a pain in the neck to find the end of. Where is the end? I know it's here somewhere. Should have stuck it to the camera stand, shouldn't I? That would have been more helpful. Come on. Must be an edge here somewhere, surely. Like that, I'm going to have to make an edge. Come on. This is old washi tape. This is why I use it for this exact purpose. There we go. Right, amber. Same goes for you, I'm afraid. It's unlikely you're going to get this in the next week or so because we're going away. So there we go. It's got your name on it anyway. It is yours. It belongs to you now. Okay, Nanny came good. She did. There you go. So how is everybody getting on? How have people been getting on with their tag card? Now, I believe that everybody will have a second tag in their kit, but I haven't got a second tag in my kit, so I'm not going to make a second tag card. Got some thumbs up, that's really good. So instead, I am going to do the last one, and I will find something else to go with my tag. And to make a tag, I'll probably make a tag from my patterned paper instead. So I've got all these bits left. Let's get these ones out the way. Get those out of the way, that's brilliant. So I've got all these little bits left, and I just need to decide what I'm going to do with them. So this is the large image that came from that sheet that had the tags on it, and then this is one of the smaller images. So really good because you can, this is another one of the smaller images. Note this one is another one of the smaller images. So you can layer them up on top of each other, or you can use them singly and then have a central image stamped on top, or you can cut the images out, whatever you want to do with them really, to kind of layer it up. So I think I am going to go with, I don't think I am going to go with that grey one, you know. I'm going to move that out of the way. I might use the clouds from that. Let's have a think a minute. This is design on the go here. Might use that green card base because I like that, and I do like that image as well. And this is generally, if you're wondering how do designs come together, how do we think up the designs, then this is how it works. It's just by playing, frankly. So laying stuff on top and then having a look and thinking, where do I want that to go? This, there we go. That's it, I think. For me, that is what I want to do with it. So I'm going to, so if you're stuck for kind of creative ideas and you're just, you know, can't get your head around it and you've got a bit of brain freeze, then there are a couple of things that you can do. First off, you can do exactly what I'm doing here, which is literally just kind of moving the papers around and kind of trying to see what goes with what and what layer you want, how you want things layered, because this one might come into it somewhere as well. I'm not decided yet. But the other thing you can do is in our catalogue, there is now a whole section, a whole page, and I'm going to find it, that has got card layout ideas on it, specifically for those moments when you are having a complete mental block and think, I can't work out what the heck I'm going to do. So page 22 of the new annual catalogue, which is headed Basic Card Design, it tells you tips about layering and gives you an idea of, look, you could do something like this. But on the bottom of page 22, let me hold it up a bit more, you have got all of these brilliant card layouts ready to go, that little templates and design ideas to help you when you are stuck for inspiration like that. And then all of these different layers can be stamped images, they can be patterned papers, they can be whatever you want them to be, basically. Hopefully you can see that. Let me just pull the camera down a little bit. There we go. So yeah, so that here along the bottom, look, of the page, you've got all these. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 22 different card layouts already designed for you, and all you need to do is reconstruct those using different patterned papers or coloured paper or stamped images or whatever you want to do, die cuts, whatever. Brilliant, isn't it? Super clever. So might go with this first one, to be honest. Just this first one here. So let me just hold that up to the camera. Can you see that one there? That's just in the bottom corner there. This stands in the way. Let's pull the camera just a tiny bit more closer. There we go. There, that one there is the one I'm going to go with. And try and recreate that one with my card. So I'm going to need to put the catalogue out of the way while I'm doing this because it'll be too much in the way. I need to fold and crease my card base first. This one, for some reason, does not have a score line down the middle, so we'll score it first. I always score at 10.5 centimetres, and it's possibly not, oh no, it is the right size. It is half a piece of A4. So that's what I'm going for first. And then I'm going to put, I think, let's just layer it up and see what it looks like first. So if I put that layer next, and then just referring back to the template goes like that, and then like that. Oh yeah, that'll look okay. Yep, I'm going to go with that. Right, so I'm just going to trim this piece of paper so that it's the right size first. So it needs to be 9.9 centimetres. It just needs a little bit off the edge there. By 14.3 centimetres is my first layer size. Let's just look at these and make sure they're trimmed as well. That could do with a bit of a trim on the bottom, I think. Just a tiny. There we go, make it a bit neater. So, fold that card base. Where is... there it is, there's the bone folder, that's what we want. And then I'm going to stick this patterned paper first layer flat to the card. Not sure that there's any right or wrong way up for these aeroplanes. They seem to be flying all over the place, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. Don't think it matters. And then let's go back to that card layout again and see which way. So they had one piece coming down like that. Yep, so I'm going to stick that one on first. And again, I'm going to go flat down with these. One piece like that. Oop. And then this one, I wonder if this one would look good on 3D pads, I reckon. Yeah, let's put that one on pads, shall we? On dimensionals. I learned another little trick this week as well, which I'm going to share with you. Particularly for anybody who struggles to get the backs off the 3D pads. Okay, you're welcome, Amber. See you later. And that is to use a pokey tool to poke the backs off the pads. It doesn't matter if you've got a hole in the back of your foam pad, but you've got loads of ends stuck on your pokey tool, which you can then just slide into the bin. Jolly helpful. Right, so let's go that way with the other piece as per the example, and then I just need to have a sentiment across the middle there. So I've got that spare piece of grey card from earlier on, so I'm going to use that. And let's stamp my happy birthday again from that Adventurous Sky Suite. There we go. I'm going to trim that down, and then I'm going to put a little little flag on the end. In fact, I'll tell you what I could have done. Oh, that's a much better idea. Forget that. Let me find... I had one, didn't I, in my packet? Everybody did. There we go. Let's use that one. Oh, and I didn't put a propeller on my last aeroplane either, did I? I'm going to use that one. Across the middle there. There we go. So let's re-stamp the happy birthday, only let's stamp it on here instead. Bye, Marion. Bye. There we go. And that is going to go across the middle there. And what they suggest is, on the diagram, is to put some twine behind it. So I'm going to use that spare piece of baker's twine. And I'm going to stick it to the back. So I'm going to put a little bit of tape across the back. And then I'm going to wind it and stick it down as I go. So I've got, it'll make my loop without me having to actually tie a bow, which is very clever. So just winding it and sticking it as I go. There we go. And then same again, let's just work out where it's going to go. It's going to go across there. So I can probably put some glue this end to make it stay, make it stick. There we go. And then I'll trim the ends off after. I'm going to put it across like that. And then let's just trim those ends off. Again, no, I'm going to leave that other one long. Long ends are in, remember? Long ends are in, so we're going to stick with those. Let's clean that stamp off. There we go. So there, let's bring in the layout and see how close to it we are. There's mine. And there's the layout there, look. Can you see that? Let's bring it up to the camera a little bit. Clever, eh? Pretty clever. Pretty clever. So that's how you can use these along the bottom when you're stuck for a bit of inspiration, or when you've got lovely pretty papers and you don't know what to do with them, but you want to do something that, you know, pulls it all together, and you're maybe design is not your forte. That's absolutely fine. Doesn't stop you from being creative, because you can use these, because you can replicate this design with many, many different papers and other styles, and it will come out beautifully. So that's fantastic. Okay, so let's have one more raffle prize, shall we? And then I think we are probably done for this evening. So our final raffle prize is for a Stampin' Right marker. Let's have that one there. Let's see who this one is. This one is number 577. So if you're 577, then you have won the Stampin' Right marker. And meantime, I will find some tape to stick your raffle ticket to it. But do shout if that's you. If you're watching on catch up and you this is yours, perhaps, then don't forget to let me know before the 31st of July, because you can still claim your prize. You don't have to worry that that it's the following month or anything. As long as you claim your prize before the next monthly card club, then it's still yours and you may still have it. So I'll leave that one there a moment. So let's just turn the camera back around a moment. There we go. Ooh, there we go. Hi everybody. So I really hope that not everybody had too bad internet problems and you were able to craft along with me.
if there was a technique you missed, or you just want to go over something again, or if you like to make that lovely ping pong pop-up again, then do obviously go back over this. I'm just going to upload this into YouTube in a moment as well. So it will both be here in the Facebook group and it will be in YouTube. So whichever is your preferred platform, you'll be able to re-watch it, pause, rewind, stop it on a particular slide or something, whatever you're going to watch. And yeah, just keep your eye out for the July newsletter that will come on the 1st of July. That's got all the workshops and things you can sign up to for next month. And hopefully I will see you again next month. Don't forget the 10% offer is on until the end of June. So you've got just over a week to get any more goodies that you want to. Okay, so if no one's going to claim that prize, I will love you and leave you. Have a lovely rest of your evening. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.